Bob, are the reports true that you subscribe to the Good Movie Monday podcast?
Oh, mate, don't say that, because that irritates me, and I punch blokes in the mouth for saying that. Don't you dare say that.
Close to your face, why don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
That's a great way to start the show, Ben. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. This is Good Movie Monday, the weekly podcast that dedicates itself to nerdy cinematic ramblings. Your home of, you might say. I'm Glenn Cochran. This guy's Ben Halwig. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for joining us, particularly if you're new. Welcome. You're in for a treat. Maybe.
And if you're old, suck it.
That's right. We have plenty of good stuff on this week's show. Our special guest this week is Racheal Cain. She's the director of a new indie sci-fi movie called Somnium. We've got a great chat with her coming up. We're also going to look at the best films of 2009, if we've got it right this time, Ben, because, you know, we're prone to getting it wrong.
Well, I am.
Yes. What's our movie battle?
Our movie battle this week, this is an interesting one. It is Armageddon versus Deep Impact.
That's right, the twin movies.
The twin films.
We're going to discuss which might be the better of the two.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to that. I don't know where it's going to go. I have a inkling, though. We also have the Bonehead Weekly fun size segment coming up, recommendations, and a whole lot more. Where can people go?
They can go to goodmoviemonday.com.
That's it.
Where they can find all the links to our socials, past episodes, our merch.
Oh, don't forget to like, click, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff.
All that sort of stuff. Yeah, do that too. Send us a message.
Yeah, buy a T-shirt. That'd be
Sponsor
great.
us.
Buy a T-shirt, take a photo of yourself in the T-shirt, whack it on our socials, and you'll get some thanks.
Yeah, post a video of yourself whacking it on our socials.
Oh,
please.
post a photo or video of yourself whacking into it.
That's everybody needs a. No one's going to question why
fact-
you've got a Good Movie Monday shirt lying on the floor of your bedroom.
In fact, buy two.
Yeah, that's right. Like you buy one that's a size smaller as incentive to lose weight, but in the interim you just use it as your
As your what, Ben?
as your jizz rag, Glenn.
Everyone needs one. Let's just bring the mood down for a moment before we bring it back up again.
Ooh.
Scott Spiegel passed away.
Yeah,
Very sad. Obviously didn't see that coming. Like, you know, he was
no,
still young.
He was a young man.
Yeah, I don't know if he was ill. I don't know the circumstances of his death, but it was a bit of a shock to my system because you and I speak of him on the show a lot.
And we just Umbrella just released Intruder.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray.
We often talk about My Name is Modesty, which he directed. I bring up Hostel 3 fairly frequently.
I was just talking about My Name is Modesty to a certain distribution company that's not Umbrella. Going, wow, you should totally bring that one out. It'd be a great one.
Like, you're the only person, Ben.
Yeah.
But also, like, the co-writer of Evil Dead 2. And, you know, and if it wasn't for Scott Spiegel, we wouldn't have Tarantino because he was Tarantino's foot in the door.
Yeah.
You know, so a very big influence on the whole entertainment industry, essentially Hollywood. So, yeah, just thought that was worth addressing before we move on. There are movies that we have seen in the cinemas. I know you've seen one that I haven't.
Oh, what was that?
This week in cinemas, which I think might have come out last Thursday, so it's brand new, is Fight or Flight.
Oh, yes. I did see this.
You've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah. I saw this because it was most of the time when we go to these preview screenings, they're a day, if not max 2 days before the day of release.
Yeah.
So it's rare that we have to hold over to talk about them.
Occasionally there are long lead screenings.
And there's one that's a really long lead one that's coming up that I just got the official invite for again.
Yeah, I think that'd be The Long Walk, and
The
that
Long
comes out the 11th, I think.
Yeah, so we'll have something
next week, yeah.
Something to talk about then. But Fight or Flight was a banger. It was a real banger. And this is coming from someone who didn't really like that.
Don't say Bullet Train.
No, it is basically Bullet Train on a plane. But no, what was that one we saw? I slept through most of it.
Yeah, Boy Kills World.
Boy Kills World.
Yes.
The
Or
Skarsgård
Kill,
movie.
the movie Kill, the Indian one.
Yeah. I don't really do too well in those movies that are just non-stop action. Like
Yeah.
I need some valleys.
So
some
this one has
troughs.
some?
And this
Is it turbulence?
it does, but it doesn't. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm a old school.
Does anyone get sucked out the airlock?
Not an airlock, but they do depressurize the cabin and someone
Fantastic.
gets sucked out.
Excellent. You got to do that.
Yeah. And it's not like a huge cast. Katie Sackhoff is is in it. She's about as big as they come outside of Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
In the cast. I have to say I miss Josh Hartnett. I
He's
am
on the comeback trail though.
Yeah. I love since Wrath of Man.
Yeah.
I really like that M. Night Shyamalan movie, which everyone seemed to hate.
Trap.
Trap.
Yeah, didn't hate it.
I quite enjoyed that, and I enjoyed this, and I do like that meme. And I can't remember if it's from what movie it's from, but he's got when he had his like stupid pointy little haircut.
That was from Halloween H2O.
Yeah, and there's a barber right behind him.
And the faculty, yeah. Terrible hair.
Terrible hair. But
Cool.
he won my respect after coming out during the Hollywood Vice, that movie he did with Harrison Ford.
Yep.
And he went on Letterman and just said, no, Harrison Ford ran the show and just everyone just whatever he said.
Hollywood Homicide.
That's
it,
He said it was a fucking joke. He goes, I've never worked on a set where there was no one making the movie. It was the Harrison Ford.
And that was the same story with the Devil's Own, I believe, way back with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt came out with the same stories.
Yeah. And
In fact, I don't think they even had a script for that one.
Well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Cool. Well, I've been to the cinemas too, twice. I saw The Roses, which is the new sort of, let's say, remake of War of the Roses. And it's a remake in the sense that it is about a couple that are in a long, drawn-out and volatile separation. Mm-hmm. But it's more fun than War of the Roses was. I mean, I like that movie. That was a great one from the 80s. This is Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch, who are perfectly cast.
I was going to say, I just can't imagine them together in the first place.
It is done so well, particularly their courtship. It does a quick flashback to how they met, and it was love at first sight. So, literally, cross paths, fell in love.
Right.
And then
Is it them playing their younger selves?
Yes, but they're de-aged pretty well. They're not. Okay. It's not computerized. It's all they've done with Olivia Colman was they sort of airbrushed her face a little bit and put a wig on her. Right.
They didn't just recut Cuban Fury.
No, that's right.
And use just cut scenes from that.
And Cumberbatch, he kind of just has always looked the same anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But look, it's got a lot of big belly laugh moments in this one. What lets it down, if anything, is the American cast. Right? So all the friends that surround them.
As they do.
Kate McKinnon, she only ever does the one thing.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else was really disappointing in it. Well, what's his name from Lonely Island? The main guy. Hot Rod guy.
Yeah.
I've lost it. He's in it. And he kind of lets the team down as well.
Okay. After he was so good in that...
He's good in that... Kate Winslet one?
Lee?
Yeah.
Lee.
I don't know. I think the problem here is the two clash of comedies, the British sensibility and the American.
Adam? No.
I can't believe it. I know people are going to be shouting
Adam
at the screen.
Sandler. He was in The Boy. That's My Boy with Adam Sandler.
Yeah. I mean, any other time of day, pluck his name out. Andy Samberg. Got there in the end. That's not gone on TikTok. That'll just anger people. Anyway, look, The Roses, I think it's a really fun movie, worth a look, but wait till it goes on to streaming and catch it on Disney Plus, because that's where it'll be. It's a Searchlight film, so that's where it'll go. But I also saw Conjuring Last Rites, which is the fourth in the official Conjuring canon, but the 9th overall in the universe.
Yeah.
Stupid shit. You didn't join me for this one, but funny enough, I ended up sitting next to Lee from Lights Camera Rant podcast because his buddy, stood him up. So it's like,
let's just hang out together.
That's right.
I just because where was this previous screening?
You know it, Melbourne Central.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
I never expect you to be there, but they've got brand new seats that are amazing. Best cinema seats.
You did send me a text message.
Best cinema seats I've sat in a long time. You know how I like a good bucket seat that's not a recliner, right? That's my jam. These are really cushy, leathery bucket seats, but when you lean back, the back goes back like this, but the front doesn't have a foot thing.
Doesn't move, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And for those, my computer is in the way. I went like that to signify the foot thing.
Yeah, most people are listening. It's fine.
That's right. Look, the movie, it's serviceable. If you like the Conjuring movies, it won't let you down. It's the thing that really sold this one for me was the period set in it. Set in like 1986, and it's a lot of like perms, corduroy, big rim glasses, floral kind of tops. Sold really well though, like it's really, really well crafted. You'd believe you're in the 80s. Particularly, it's in industrial Pennsylvania, so you got the steam mill in the pulp mill in the background, and yeah, the locations and the settings are what really did it for me for this one. The ghost story's okay, it cruises on jump scares and all that kind of shit.
I wish they would just do something really weird.
Yeah,
I like a franchise where they get to a certain point where they go, yeah, let's just do something completely different and really piss people off.
That's why that's the reason I loved the number 2s back in the day. Because number 2, we can't do the same thing again. We got to do something new and different. And then by number 3, it's like, let's bring it back.
Let's go back. Yeah.
Anyway, look, if you love The Conjuring, you'll get a kick out of this one. I think also what appealed to me was that the characters, and I think the actors to some extent, are really worn down. Like they're done. They're at the end of their career. They just haven't got the stamina or the energy for it anymore. And you feel like, Patrick Wilson and what's a Vera Vergama, whatever the fuck the lead actress's name is. I've forgotten her name. I'm doing really well today.
Is
it Vera Vermajo or
Vera Farmiga?
Farmiga, yeah. They both give off a sense of like, this is it.
Yeah,
we're done. But yeah. So there you go. That's what we saw at the cinemas.
The cinemas, fantastic. It's been a very big week for me.
I forgot all about this. Yes,
because it is. We did announce the full Monsterfest program.
I probably should have put that
Friday.
before the cinema stuff.
That's all right. It's all movies.
Let's hope there's still people listening.
So I think there's 22, 23.
Good Lord.
I can't remember sessions at Monsterfest this year. Some banger films. Opening night is Coyotes, the new film from Colin Minahan, who did Stains the Sands, Red, and stars Justin Long and Kate Bosworth. Mm-hmm. And this is what's really interesting about this, and this is a little trade secret, right? When this movie was pitched, it was supposed to be set during the premise of the film is that this family are trapped in their house during a storm, mm-hmm. and a pack of coyotes, unusually large, unusually intelligent coyotes, have also
sheltering,
picking the people in the neighborhood off one by one.
Yep.
Originally, when it was supposed to be a wildfire, and then the Los Angeles fires happened, so they changed it all around. But the sales agents. Mm-hmm. Seemingly, and it changed at the script stage, not while they were filming or anything like that. They knew what they were going into it. But still, the original premise and everything that it was financed for was wildfire. So the synopsis and everything that they've sent out, including a synopsis on a very well-known film festival's website, completely wrong.
Oh my God.
It's like not what happens in the film at all anymore.
Wow.
And you're like, it's obvious that they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to, it's been, I wonder if I'm going to get in trouble for saying all this, but I was talking to someone at Umbrella who have licensed the film for Australia, who are distributing it here. And she's like, no, I went back to the sales agent and I said, I think the synopsis you've given us is wrong. And they're like, what are you talking about? No, it's not. And you're like, and we've seen it. And you're like, it fucking is wrong.
You know what? These kind of movies, like wolf movies, terrify me. Like, they scare the shit out of me. You remember The Grey and things like that, just because they're so unpredictable, And
it is a horror comedy. So there's, the best thing Justin Long's been in since Barbarian, with the caveat of weapons, which he kind of,
he's not in weapons.
He's not in really much in that one. We've also got Diabolic, the new film by Daniel J. Phillips. We've got a preview screening of that. We're playing the Theatre of Horror docos, David Gregory's new doco about the Paris's Grand Guignol.
Yep.
Which, he's always fascinating. Now, the two rep films we're playing in the program this year, sticking to our nautical theme as displayed in the poster, Slithus, or Spawn of Slithus,
Wow, that's jeez. Okay.
which is a lovely sleazy sea monster movie, and another sleazy sea monster movie, Humanoids from the Deep, aka Monster.
Brilliant.
Which is like, it's just such a great concept that it's horny sea monsters who wash up on shore and try and impregnate women during a salmon festival in this like California town.
So what you're telling me is no Brian Usner's Amphibious.
No, or Dagon.
3D.
They were.
Amphibious could never have been in consideration, please.
Dagon
Please.
was, yeah.
I've told you about the Blu-ray of that one, haven't I? You can see the black curtain in the background. It's supposed to be a night sky.
It's waving. We're also playing Shell, the new film directed by Max Minghella, or Minghella, starring Elizabeth Moss and Kate Hudson. It's a substance-like film, I will say. That's what I'll describe that one. Also, Michael Craddockville has, I think it was kind of announced as part of Umbrella's 4K release of Lake Mungo. But he has crafted and we're only showing the 2-hour version of this documentary, Lake Mungo Revisited. But he said there is a 3-hour cut where they just talk. They talk about every aspect of the film. It is, if you're a fan of Lake Mungo,
I am.
Then this doco is...
Steve Jodrell's in that one, the director of Tutawali and Shame, and he was a customer of mine back in the video store days.
In this doco, they talk to Neil Marshall, David Dalmatian, Mike Flanagan, Eduardo Sanchez, Colin and Cameron Cairns, Paul Tremblay.
When I interviewed he who is not supposed to be named, a.k.a. Max Landis, he told me his favourite Australian film of all time was Lake Mungo.
Lake Mungo.
Yeah.
So that should be a banger. We've also got the Luc Besson, and this came as a surprise to me when I found it.
Yeah.
Has done a Dracula movie. Luc Besson has done a Dracula movie called Dracula: A Love Tale.
Dracula: A Love Tale or Dracula: I Love Tale?
I Love Tale. Caleb Landry Jones is playing Dracula in this one, and Christoph Waltz he's never actually called Van Helsing, but he's basically like a Van Helsing character. And it is like there's a lot of Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula in here.
There was in the fucking Nosferatu as well.
Yeah. It is fantastic film. Don't Leave the Kids Alone is a fantastic Mexican film. You know, these two. It's like what these two brothers, and they're about 7 and 9 kind of thing. They just fucking go to town on each other, like torture each other, like this.
This is my kind of movie.
Escalating kind of series of mind games.
Oh fuck!
With each other,
I am sold.
It is fantastic. We're playing the new Addams Family film. I think we've played just about every one of their films at Monster Fest. This one, Mother of Flies, is in the same tradition as Hellbender. If you saw that at Monster Fest. The
new what movie?
Addams Family. Yeah,
what?
The filmmakers who make this film, it's always the whole family, and it always stars the family.
Okay,
so Zelda Adams, Toby Poser, and John Adams.
I'm new
and
to
their
this.
other daughter.
I'm new to this, so it's not the Addams Family as we know it.
No, it's only one D in the Adams.
Yeah, because that's not going to confuse anybody.
But Mother of Flies won best feature at Fantasia.
No, fair enough. I'm keen, but like when you said the new Addams Family movie, I'm like, what?
Ooh, what have I heard of? But it won. It's the first non-Canadian film to win best film at Fantasia.
Okay.
Cool. And look,
how dare them? How dare them call themselves that?
It just happens to be their name, mate.
Shits me.
They can't help it.
But how many other filmmaking families call themselves family? It could just be the Addams, the next Addams movie.
But they all share all the jobs, so it is a family effort. And there's another daughter who always just has bit parts. And
the Addams clan.
I was asking, we may get them on the show, so you're going to be able to ask them all these questions.
Right.
Explain, please.
Let's go.
We're also playing Addison Heath and Jasmine Jacobi's new film Haunted and Devoted, which is a vampire film, and then Clint Cure, who started off the Channel 31 running on empty. I don't know if you remember that show on Channel 31.
Certainly
Running on
do.
Empty.
Did he start that?
He started that, and then Jarrett and I took it over.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he has made his feature film debut with a kind of horror comedy called Dracula Revamped,
Very cool.
which is
I
interesting.
worked with him a little bit doing some promo for Trasharama back in the day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we filmed that one in the
he would
video
always-
library, and he and I
Yeah.
both starred in the ad. Yeah,
He would put together the clips and stuff. A couple of great South American films that we're playing this year. Dysphoria by Christopher Catena, which it upsets me because his name on IMDb and the name he prefers to go by are different, and I made a point of letting everyone else to know not to use his preferred name, not the IMDb name, and then I've just looked at what I've done and I've used it.
I mean that's a bit like the guest on today's show.
Yeah.
Two names.
Yeah, two names. But he has... this is a fantastic film set in a kind of a dystopian near future in Spain. And this couple plan to... They escape the city, which is suffering from food shortages, medication shortages. Everything's going to pot. And they're going out to the country, to their old country villa that they plan to fix up and sell quickly before trying to escape through the border into France.
Mm-hmm.
And they get there, and then the next morning the wife wakes up and her husband has disappeared, and there's a knock at the door, and there's this woman, and she's like, I don't know, who are you? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet your husband here about buying the house.
Uh-huh.
And then it kicks off.
Then shit happens.
Look, this film, we're playing this phenomenal animated Latvia. It's Latvia's entrant into the Oscars this year or next year. I don't know how that kind of works. Next year, I suppose. Called Dog of God. It is rotoscoped animation, and it is this. Oh, look, I'll just read you the blurb because it is.
Right.
There's just no way to describe. Deliriously outrageous and gloriously bawdy. This animated feature from Latvian siblings, I can't pronounce it, Ratis and Loris Abel, turned 7th century Livonia into a psychedelic whirlwind of Catholic zeal, European mysticism, and sexual absurdity. Truly unique and wickedly lurid, rotoscoped fever dream wowed audiences at Tribeca Fantastic. It's just fucking bizarre and hilarious. And there's go to monsterfest.com.au/Australia and look at the trailer is there, the teaser.
Mm-hmm.
There's like weird erection spanking. There's a giant kind of, I don't know, slug type blob that when they poke their fingers in it makes orgasm noises. It's awesome. And the Dog of God is actually a character in the film who turns up to this kind of remote village with the devil's balls.
Sounds good.
It's just all this amazing stuff. But yeah, look, it's a fantastic program. I'm really proud of it.
Sounds like it.
There's a lot of bangers. So definitely, if you're in Melbourne, come along. And a lot of those films will be, I think we announced next week or the week after, I'm not sure, the interstate program. So if you're not here in Melbourne and you're itching to see this, unless you're in Tasmania or the Northern Territory or Canberra, sorry for those people. But if you're in the major cities,
Get on it.
Get onto it. And if you're in those smaller ones, move out of the sticks.
Sometimes the sticks is where you want to be.
Yeah. Not if you want to go to Monster Fest.
That's true.
It's Terrific TV Tuesday, the only Tuesday TV segment that drops on a Monday.
Last week, Glenn, I had a big rant to you about, and I'm not sure if it made it into the show. We were just talking off mic about why does every fucking filmmaker have to add trauma into the backstory of every like now every film. It's like such and such is dealing with some trauma. Well, this week at my TV show, I was excited. Stan have just started playing the Rainmaker TV series based on the John Grisham novel, of which also had a fantastic Francis Ford Coppola film
And it was fantastic. Thank you for saying that.
Starring Danny DeVito and Matt Damon and John Voight. John Voight, who you don't realise that the best thing about old John Voight is his ability to look shocked and surprised. And he does it so well in The Rainmaker.
You should see him in Megalopolis.
But the basic premise, so in this show, which is actually quite, like, I still enjoy it. But the basic premise of this show is of the book is this guy, Rudy Baylor, who's just out of law school, didn't do particularly, he's not the best student, he just, scraped by, wasn't able to get a job in any of the big law firms, so ends up going to work for this kind of low rent ambulance chaser kind of lawyer who they hang out in hospital cafeterias looking for sick people that they can convince to sue and stuff like that. In fact, a lot of John Grisham's novels are about that level of lawyer. And he's just like, his father passed away. His mother remarried and moved away. He doesn't really, they were never particularly close, so it was no big deal.
Yep.
His girlfriend in college kind of went back home for the holidays and then hooked up with her old boyfriend, and that was it. She dropped out of law school, and it's just a David and Goliath story. He then just lands this case that happens to take him up against the biggest law firm in the city and a multinational corporation.
The Rainmaker was always essentially like the male version of Erin Brockovich. So I'm getting that vibe off this.
But in the Rainmaker TV series, he's the best lawyer in his class. The only reason he became a lawyer is because his older brother died, and they haven't revealed yet how he died, but it was his dream to be a lawyer. Rudy's dream was to be an artist. And then when his brother died, to deal with the trauma and to help his family heal, he then, became a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so there's so many flashbacks and so many digs. Like, it's what the opposition now use against him. Mm-hmm. His girlfriend in the show, they're still together, but they both get the job at Tinley Britt, the big law firm.
Yeah.
But he argues with the John Voight character, not played by John Voight in this, but the John Voight character from the film. So he gets fired on the first day. So then he has to go work for the ambulance chasers, who work out of an old Taco Bell restaurant, which is fantastic.
Because I tell you what, John Voight himself would not cop any trauma.
No,
he wouldn't take that.
No, he'd just inject something straight into your knee so you can keep playing.
That's right.
The show it's still fun. It's very rare for me to be able to look past the defilement of the book or of a previous film to enjoy a TV series like this. I still can't watch Wheel of Time. Just can't do it.
In other words, the book is just a springboard for them to...
But this one, I'm enjoying. But the fucking... adding the trauma. For fuck's sake.
Unnecessary.
It's not enough that he's going up against this giant law firm when he's got no resources. They've got millions of dollars behind them.
We are the trauma generation, my friend.
He also has to have this just to pad it out. It's just lazy writing, lazy show running. I'm calling these people out.
Yeah, wasn't there a movie called Trauma?
There's a great Dario Argento movie called Trauma.
That's right, and we didn't think twice of it then.
No.
Alrighty, so I've gone back to 2018. I don't know if you've seen this one. It's a show called Escape from Dannemora, and it stars Benicio del Toro, Paul Dano, and Patricia Arquette, and they are essentially the three main leads. They carry the entire show. It's a true story about the prison escape at Dannemora, which might be Pennsylvania. I can't remember the state that it's in.
It's amazing how you get these...
No, it's new. It's upstate New York or something like that.
You get the names of these prisons that sound like... before you said that was in upstate New York or
you would have thought it was like in the Middle East
Italy or the Philippines or something like that.
I know, and it's a real mouthful. I mean, granted, that is the real name of the prison, but for a TV show, I kept trying to talk about it with my wife, and I'm like, I just could never get the name out. I'm like, it's that escape movie, escape show. But it also co-stars David Morse, who he's always playing a good prison guard. How many times has he played a prison guard, I reckon?
Yeah.
Bonnie Hunt is in there. She's good.
Love
she
Bonnie
plays
Hunt.
like a government representative that comes in to investigate the actual escape. Eric Lang's in there.
She's in one of your favourite films of a year.
Bonnie Hunt.
Return to Me.
She directed that.
Yeah, right. She's in it too. Yeah, she's
I love Bonnie Hunt. She's not in this enough. That's
Yeah.
one thing. This is a fantastic... I don't know if you remember, it made the headlines at the time. It was a 2015 prison escape where the woman that ran the sewing shop inside the prison was fucking 2 of the prisoners. And they used her to get stuff to help them escape. She was so infatuated by the fact that these 2 blokes had interest in her because she's a very overweight, frumpy, middle-aged, sort of, middle American type.
but horny as hell.
Yeah, she fucks like a rabbit in this. Like right from the get-go, she drops her pants and she wants.
So who plays
Patricia Arquette, and she
right.
deliberately stacked on a lot of weight for the role, so it's real weight. It's not like they've fat suited her.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Screaming Eagle.
but man,
For the people watching at home.
no, because she kind of when the prison kind of, they can't prove something's happening, but they suspect something's happening. They remove Paul Dano's character from the sewing. What is it? It's like an initiative. It's sort of like the prison's producing textiles for outside interests, and so good behaviour gets you into the room. But they remove him because they suspect something's not right, and then because nobody knows that Benicio del Toro and Paul Dano are planning this escape, Del Toro takes over, and she just sucks his dick right out the gate. Like she's like, but it's like I think it's 7 or 8 episodes. All of the episodes just leading up to this escape. You know it's going to happen. Then there's one flashback episode, which is kind of weird. But the final episode, maybe the final 2 episodes, it's very much like Rambo because they're in the wilderness. No one can find them. No one realizes how far they've gotten. Benicio del Toro starts to unravel because he finds booze, and it's just a really well made show. Like it just reaffirmed my belief that Del Toro is one of the great actors of a generation.
Yeah,
and Paul Dano too.
And at any point does he tell Paul Dano to
know where it's going?
give me the fucking keys, you can't tell you.
He talks like it though.
Give me the. Oh, shut the fuck up, man! Come on.
And I've got to say, there is one, because throughout the whole show, you see them making sort of incremental progress because it takes place over a few years while they're doing this escape. So you see them forging ahead, going through the tunnel systems under the prison and whatnot. But then there's one episode where you follow Paul Dano's character from when he slips out the back of the cell, goes down, across, through all these tunnel networks, and the camera follows him for the whole lot. And it's just one 10 to 15 minute shot of him getting to where they're up to. Follows him through the tunnel, out, and it's just a masterclass in cinematography. And there's got to be trickery involved, but I feel like it's just a steady cam and a really clever edit. And it's brilliant.
What was
Great
this
show.
one? Was this on?
This was, I think, Amazon Prime. Yeah, you might know the poster because I remember seeing it when it came out and just never paid it much attention. But boy, was I sucked in. My wife, she joined me maybe 3 episodes in, and I couldn't then watch it without her.
How many episodes is it?
8. Yeah, roundabout.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Escape at Dannemora.
It really reminds me of the made-for-TV movie that they made here with Peter Phelps and Racheal. It's a Blakey, where she's the prison guard.
Yeah.
And it's based on a true story where he's the prisoner.
That's right.
And
is that the one where the helicopter came and lifted them out of the prison?
Yeah. Yeah. And
I know. We know someone that's a female prison guard.
we do. We do.
I sent her a link to this show and she's like, gross. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Ben Stiller directed the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So there's just that too.
There's it.
All right, Ben, time to play our interview with Racheal Cain, director of Somnium, brand new independent sci-fi movie, which we go into all the details about the movie in the interview, so there's not much of a lead-in for it, other than it's pretty good. We speak about the long production history, that's quite fascinating. You're going to get a kick out of this. Jonathan Sheck is in this.
Jonathan Shea.
Ben learned how to pronounce his name whilst in this interview.
It's only been 30 years. He's only been working for 30 years.
No wonder he's denied every request. Alrighty, enjoy. We'll catch you on the other side.
I saw your now hiring sign out front. Looking for a job, and I'd take anything at this point.
This position has been a bit of a nightmare to fill. We call it our sleep sitter.
Sleep sitter?
Good evening, and welcome to Somnium. We understand this process might feel uncomfortable, but rest assured, our team of professionals have you well on your way to a beautiful transformation. Lie back, relax into a sleeping position, and allow us to make your wildest dreams come true. Welcome to Somnium.
Thank you for joining us, Racheal. It's fantastic to be chatting with you. Hope you're
You
well.
as well. Thanks for having me.
Hope you're well. So right out of the gates, for people that have never heard of this film, can you give us an elevator pitch?
Ooh, haven't done this in a while. So this film is I'd say a sci-fi thriller drama about a young woman who moves to LA to become an actress. And to get on her feet, she takes a job at a sleep clinic that can actually make their clients' dreams come true. Which is a cautionary tale. Careful what you wish for. And chaos ensues.
Well done.
That's pretty good. Like, I do a lot of EPK stuff, and the hardest question whenever you're dealing with cast and crew is, what is the movie about?
It's the hardest. It's taken me 10 years to distill it. It's tough, but I've had some time to whittle it down.
And has anybody ever done it in an elevator? That's my question.
No, that's what I heard that I would be doing, and so I envisioned it in an elevator, but that would have been a short elevator ride. I guess I'd probably had a little more time, but no.
Did it always,
never.
in your head when you were practicing, did it have Girl from Ipanema playing in the background? While you were...
It's a very random joke there, Ben. It's very good. So where did the concept for this film come from? Was there like a seed that was planted at some point from something particular that triggered the idea?
Oh man, I love this question because I get to tell people that my dad made a handmade or homemade sensory deprivation chamber in our garage as a kid.
Amazing.
So that was in our garage. So I definitely used that. And fast forward, I was graduating film school and had my first real breakup with my first love. And that heartbreak definitely motivated me to start writing it. But of course, my dad's very experimental with all of these things, these new age, meditation and such. So that's always been just part of my life. And so I guess those two through lines merged and had this idea.
You're actually really lucky, because where I used to work at the video store where I got a lot of this stuff from, the place next door was like an experimental therapy kind of place, and they had a red room. They called it a red room, and you go in there and just scream, and it was so you could relive the trauma of childbirth.
God.
Relive it. Why are we reliving it?
So imagine from the baby, of course, like you get to relive
the exit's like this big. You gotta
you have to force it out. So imagine if you had that in your garage growing up instead of the
That might be what I make for myself and my children and my family, because I get that now.
As a child, did you get to go into that thing? Like, did you, or was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've actually tasked him. I'm like, you have to find me a picture of this thing so I can share it on social media, because it was a little sketchy. But my dad worked in construction, very crafty. But it like fully sealed completely shut, and it was filled with salt water, and we definitely went in it. Yeah, it was a little hot, so maybe not. It definitely wasn't ventilated. So
interesting place to be sent for a timeout.
Yeah.
yes.
Into the sensory deprivation tank.
Why is there a padlock on here, Dad?
Yeah. Oh no.
So when you're writing in general, like, I ask this to a lot of people, do you have particular other movies or stories as points of reference along the way that you can sort of lean into for this and lean into for that?
Definitely, yeah. Yes, I tried to saturate myself in those films while I was working on this one. Definitely, Eternal Sunshine was a big one. That one, I think, like, so beautifully just weaves together so many different elements and genres, and that's just been so like something I've always found so fun. And that movie is like alive in a way I feel like a lot of films aren't. Like I can rewatch it so many times and just feel the life in it. So that was a big one. And then of course Anything and Everything, David Lynch was
There's definitely a bit
a
of
big,
Mulholland Drive in there.
yeah, for sure, which was probably like my least favorite of his, which is funny. But yes, definitely yes. And then like classic 90s horror growing up, like Scream was a big one that I didn't even realize until I rewatched it, and I was like, "Ooh, I think I was like borrowing some visual stuff that I didn't even realize." It's just so in my subconscious.
I love that you go
Um,
along with that question because I ask it to a lot of people, and some people are very standoffish about that. Well, no, it's completely original. It's like, well, nothing's completely original. Like, you've got to have your
no.
influences, you know?
Yes, totally. Which is kind of, I don't have the best memory either. And I know these things are like imprinting on me, so gotta be careful sometimes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're all just borrowing in a different way.
I'm really curious. I read on the IMDb page about about the development process. Can you take us through how that happened? Because it sounds fascinating.
Yes, it's been a journey. Yeah, it's fun to talk about it now, finally from the outside, not
Yeah.
the arduous process. It's been a journey. So yes, I started writing it as soon as I graduated film school, like I said, after that breakup in 2012. And then I moved to LA, because honestly, probably because the story took place there. So I just moved to LA and then worked in some film studios, just kind of like got on my feet there. And I found a little bit of financing, not much, but I knew I wanted to film all of the main characters' flashbacks. So I put together a very small crew, super skeleton crew, and we went to Georgia, because the one of the studios that I worked at had a branch there, and they lent us some gear. So we went to Georgia in 2018, and we shot for only 5 days, and that was all of the main characters' flashbacks. So all of that was actually shot 4 years before we ended up picking back up in LA, and so I used that footage to cut together the flashback scenes, but also like sizzle reels to use to pitch the project, which helped tremendously because and back then I was like, why does no one believe in me? But now I totally understand. Like I'd never made a film, so it makes sense. Like, um, so having that to show like, okay, we can really do this, helped so much. And then yeah, it was in 20 end of 2019 that I ended up finding the rest of the financing for all of the LA scenes, which is like 80% of the film. And then right after that, the pandemic hit. And so that took us out for another like year. um, and then, yeah, we finally ended up shooting most of the film in 2021, which already sounds like a long time ago, but yeah, 2021. And
Wow.
then,
You go
yeah.
on. How do you keep your enthusiasm for that long? Like,
Oh man, good question. I think I'm just a little crazy. I can't let something go. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. It was, I think having the flashback scenes filmed and really loving those helped me so much. I think if I wouldn't have liked those scenes, I would have let it go. But I was like, this is so beautiful. And
yeah.
I felt like I owed it to that footage to finish through those 4 years that were the toughest, were definitely the 4 years between the flashbacks and finding the rest of the money. Um, and then also having like people relying, like Chloe had given her time and energy and the cinematographer. So I think that really held me accountable. And yeah, no, it was hard. There were certainly times where I wanted to give it up, but
On
I'm
the
glad I
plus
didn't.
on the plus side, it adds excellent production value. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
de-age any of the actors or anything like that for the flashbacks because every year goes past, you're like the flashbacks look more.
Yeah. That was a weird bonus for sure. When it was taking time, I was like, well, yeah, they definitely look different. Chloe didn't age much, but her hair was definitely a lot shorter, so you can tell if you're really paying attention. But
She's
yeah.
fantastic in this film too. She's got some vibe or aura about her that I just love watching. She's got a kind of like a Mia Goth meets Lauren Ambrose vibe going on there. In fact, like she can get as deep as Mia Goth too. I just found her performance amazing. So, did you have her in mind from inception of this film, like, or how did she get involved?
Yeah, she came to me through my first casting director. So I ended up having two for the two separate phases. She came to me through my first casting director, Bess Pfeiffer, but I had seen her on the OA and knew her work from that and Transfiguration, which was fantastic. And yeah, she just has like, I don't know, she's smart and she just like, yeah, came in and yeah, she came to me first. So she was the first piece, and then we got Peter back, and they ended up being beautiful together. The chemistry was amazing. But yeah, that was all her. I was like, do what you want. We had like a little preparation. We sent some music back and forth, like some playlists, like this is what Gemma would listen to, but really she just like brought her to life kind of entirely on her own. It was amazing. I'm so lucky to have had her because our production was not easy and you wouldn't know it watching her. So
I did want to ask about, now this is a question I've wanted to ask for a long time. When you direct actors in audition scenes in movies where they can't, how do you approach it? Because you want them to be good, but you don't want them to necessarily be good enough to actually get the part. But then how do you tell them to act? Yeah. How do you direct that scene?
yeah. No, there are so many layers, and this one was extra complicated because it's like she doesn't initially get the part, but then ultimately she gets the part. So that's like another layer. Yeah. And then mind you, like this scene, this audition scene, that we got that was one take, the first take and only take.
Wow.
Because it was the last scene of the day, and it took so long to set up the dolly and camera for that shot because the floor, we were in this like ancient sound studio and the floor was so creaky and it took so long to get it to a point where we could even shoot without hearing the creaks over all of the dialogue. So by the time I mean, we were way over time and we were like, we got to get this now. Like that's all we had. And it gives me chills like every time I watch it because I don't know, something happened in that moment. But yeah, and to answer your question, I think we played it very, I know she was like particularly nervous about that one. It's tricky as an actor, but yeah, I wish I could say more about ways that we prepared. We just kind of played it straight. Like, don't think about what's coming in a dreamlike without giving anything away manner, but
It's almost like she just got the brief. She just knew what she had to
yeah,
do.
she did. And yeah, exactly. She saved me on so many accounts, like in the talk show scene too, that we only had time for one take. Like without her, yeah.
There's a moment in that talk show sequence, and I just might be naive here, but the light glistens off her eye and there's a star in her eye. Was that an intentional or that's a post thing, or was it lucky accident?
No, we did have like a star filter on set that day because we had that sequined backdrop and so it kind of like lit up in a really cool way. But yeah, I specifically wanted to use that one glisten because I know what you're talking about. It was so cool. So I was like, we got to sneak this in somehow.
Lucky. So it was kind of a lucky accident. Or you had the stuff in the background, but that actual split-second moment was just caught in camera?
It was, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I totally thought they must have been just put that in there.
Oh, I love that you caught that because I love that. Yeah.
And yeah, go on, Ben.
So we're on this show. We're incredibly huge fans of Jonathan Shea.
Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think it's Jonathan Sheck.
Yeah.
Jonathan Sheck.
Jonathan Shea.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
One of the ongoing jokes has been that we could never pronounce his name.
It took me so long. It took me so long.
Is it Sheck?
It's Sheck. I think.
It is Sheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We've been trying to get him on the show for years.
Really?
Yeah. It's just
We'd love to have him.
hard to get hold of. Anyway, go on, Ben.
Yeah,
But listen, what was
he's-
it like working with him?
So fun. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's been so long
He's
now.
so creepy in this.
He is so creepy, but it's just like the nicest guy. He was so sweet, and like he and Chloe got along so well, which was a relief because there's the one scene that like is dancing around some tricky topics, and like he was just the kindest person. He's such a family guy and just like such a nice, kind-hearted person, seriously. And I was really happy. Like I got very lucky with Chloe having good energy with all of the male leads. It was cool.
So 2 questions.
But
Firstly, like, did you have him for long?
I think he was with us for 5 days. Um, I remember it. I remember there being some sort of scheduling snafu. It was like we had him 4 consecutive days, and then something with the location. We needed him to come back to her apartment location on the third week for whatever art, I don't know, whatever production reason. So we ended up having to clear out of the apartment location entirely so other people could shoot there, and then had to come in and redress the kitchen to have him again the following week. So yeah, I remember there was one offshoot day, but it was like 5 days in total, I think.
Yeah, right. I feel like you struck gold with him because he's really good in it, and he's different to most of the other things he's been in.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying, and that's awesome.
Was he in your mind from the start for that character, or did you have a whole bunch of people that might have fit the bill?
I did have a whole bunch of people, whole bunch of people. That was the one role where I think we made the most offers and got rejected the hardest. Um, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I mean, we were shooting for the stars in the beginning, like I think like Jim Carrey was my first, and he like doesn't even work anymore. So, um, and yeah, I'm trying to remember who else, but yeah, we got rejected a couple times, and then John came in and was just super down and so helpful, like behind the scenes too, pulling strings and getting like other people to jump on for minor roles and stuff. So yeah, again, I got really lucky.
Was his hair written blonde or white in the script?
It was, yeah, and he sent me a selfie. He's like, "I'm getting it dyed," and it was like the best selfie. So yeah, he did color it for this, which was cool.
Very, very
Devoted.
cool. I've got a couple more questions for you. Unless I'm very dense, which is quite possible because I am, there's like an ambiguity to this story that I don't want to sort of reveal to people. But do you get asked about it a lot, and do you have a go-to response when it comes to questions?
Yeah, I do get asked about it a lot. Are you in reference to the ending more so? Is
Let's
that
say
what you're
final
getting
act.
at?
Let's say final act. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. I do. I get asked, and I prefer to leave it to the viewer to
Typical filmmaker,
interpret.
Ben.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's okay. I've
But
got my
it's
theories.
just so cool to me. Yeah, it's just so cool to me that it can be interpreted in different ways. And I think I've heard a few different things that I think it's like maybe even cooler than what I was imagining. So I'd prefer to leave it to y'all. Yeah.
Excellent. That's fine. Before we wrap up with you, I've got some fun questions I like to end my interviews with people, and that is sort of just the personal stuff. Like, what kind of movies do you indulge in your downtime?
Ooh. Definitely a lot of horror. I'm a big horror genre fan. So I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but it like stresses, it like calms me down. I'm stressed
Uh-huh.
out. It
No,
makes
we
no
get it.
sense.
We get it.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of old classic horror. And yeah, a lot of, like I said, I am building my VHS collection, so that's been fun to rewatch, even though they look like shit sometimes and sound like I need to get a new VHS. It's so loud. Like I can barely hear the film over the VHS player, but that's been really fun. So yeah, we've been watching we just watched Total Recall, which I hadn't seen in a few
Oh,
years, which was
amazing.
really fun. It's a
Amazing.
good
You
one.
need to swap information with Ben there because he can help you get some rare
Yes.
ones.
Yeah, I know. I have so many of the common ones, but there are some out there that I need.
Yeah. The funny thing was, I just went to see there's a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre doco that just played at the Melbourne International Film Festival here, and one of the participants in the doco was saying that when she first watched it, she watched it on VHS on the Australian bootleg, which is how I watched it first. And I realized when she was talking about it, she goes, there's no color in it. Everything's yellow. It's completely washed out, intense coloration kind of thing. And it, looked really kind of dodgy. And I was like, I don't actually think I've seen it not VHS. Massacre with color or
with widescreen.
Widescreen, yeah.
Yeah. And the VFX are always so bad, and it's just but it's so fun. That's what's so charming about it.
Hell yeah. Was there a film in general as a kid that just triggered the whole I want to be a storyteller kind of thing?
Definitely. I grew up the only girl on my street. It was all boys, and we're all around the same age in the 90s, and Scream came out. And Scream and like Nightmare on Elm Street, and we were just like, that sounds fun. Let's make horror movies. And so, yeah, from like 10 years old, that's, yeah, just been like replicating that. Scary movies poorly. So yeah, definitely the classic 90s for sure.
Perfect answer. And the question I'm going to end it on is, after what I assume is a little bit of an ordeal, obviously with all that production and years of making this film, are you going to make another one?
Oh, I'm so glad you're asking me that today, because a few weeks ago I probably would have been like, never again. But I don't know. It's also probably like the psychosis where it's like, okay, now what am I supposed to do with my time? I have to have something else to fill that void. But yes, I would love to, and I'm very excited to take what I've learned in this saga of 13 years and reverse engineer something that's a lot less gigantic in scope. I would love to do something a little smaller with fewer locations, fewer casts, like, and really just dig in, because that's what I learned was my favorite part. Like my favorite days on set were the days where we were just in the apartment and we really like had a little bit extra time to play around with the shot design and stuff like that. So definitely something in the horror world, but on a smaller scale for sure. So yes, to answer your question, I think so, yeah.
You're making every indie producer's dreams come true, like limited location.
I know. I get it. Well, because I also produced this film, so I'm like, it's much nicer when everything's working in harmony. You're not fighting each other, because it's hard.
Well, I look forward to that if you do, because I think Somnium is a really beautiful looking film. It's stylish and it's got depth. So if you can even deliver half as much as that, then I'll be on board.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I just stepped on that.
On that beautiful tender moment.
I did want to ask, because we were talking about it just before on IMDb. A couple of the set stills. The film was called Alaska. Is that correct? Did it have?
It was for a long time.
Yeah, it confused the shit out of us when we were looking you up on IMDb.
Oh no! Is it still on IMDb?
I think you've got two profiles, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And one has, like, shooting behind the scenes of Alaska, shooting
in Savannah on the set of Alaska.
And we're like, where's that movie? Where?
You've worked together before.
That looked like the Flash.
Yeah, we're like doing our research, going, is this actually a second film? Has she done another one called Alaska?
Oh, well, shoot! I got a week to fix that. Good to know. Thank you for letting me know. It was called Alaska. And then we realized in the end that made no sense whatsoever anymore. The reason it was called Alaska just kind of like fell away. So we had to, come up with a new title, and Somnium definitely made the most sense.
Definitely does. Excellent. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much for making time for us. We appreciate it. We always do when somebody takes time out of their lives to talk to buffheads like us. So thank you.
Is that an Australian term? Do you have buffheads in the States?
Never heard it, but I'm in bar that.
2009. American record producer Phil Spector found guilty of one count of second-degree murder and for hair crimes against humanity.
2009, Ben. 2009.
2009. This is the year I started working in distribution.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah. was managing the DVD collection in in the city when we were getting raided by the Film and TV Classification Board for parallel importing.
Good old parallel importing. I got a neighbouring video store closed because of that. They were peddling Lilo and Stitch, and because we were like 2 kilometres away, why should they do it? So we dobbed them in. And
Yeah, right.
And then that night they got busted, emptying their shells into the boot of their car at 1 a.m, and that is when the authorities rocked up to bust them. All over Lilo and Stitch.
I just don't know what they would have. What would they have busted them for? I mean, all of that.
Apparently, so what had happened, like I didn't expect it to escalate like that.
Yeah.
But what had happened is they had been investigated for years doing parallel imports.
Yeah.
And this was just now they got caught actually red-handed.
Like we would get in trouble, and only they just like it was the only reason that the only thing they could pin on us is that they weren't classified.
Yeah.
The film companies are the only ones who can.
Well, you know what?
Sue you, I guess. But what they just did is they would suspend your account. They wouldn't let you buy anything locally.
But what happened with this one? And look, it's been so long. I'm not speaking out of school. But the guy, this is before I owned the store. So the guy that owned the video store I was at also owned almost every other eastern suburb Video Easy. Right. And that one was one of the ones he didn't own. So he always had it in for them.
Yeah.
Right. But so what he did, and he was a bit of a mafioso. He wasn't a mafia guy, but he was that kind of, intimidating kind of figure.
Yeah.
With a lot of money to burn. He got Disney involved, and Disney were the ones that pushed it.
Did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? I just feel like it's that scene in Dirty Work where they pull a prank on the gangsters and they're just standing there with the fish.
Standing there with copies of Lilo and Stitch. Shit. Anyhow, let's go through the top 10 of 2009. So number 10 was The Hangover. Number 9 was Angels and Demons, which was the second of the Da Vinci Code movies. Number 8 was Sherlock Holmes. Number 7 was Twilight New Moon. Number 6 was Up. 5, 2012. Number 4 was Transformers Rise of the Fallen. Number 3 was Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Number 2 was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And number 1 was Avatar.
Shapow pow.
Which you and I were just talking about.
We're just talking about the return of 3D.
Yeah, that's right. And the first big event IMAX movie, I reckon.
And remember when when Avatar came out, and the studios were 100% were like 3D is going to save cinemas. It's going to save the theatrical business.
It had a good run,
and it had a pretty good run.
It did have a good run. It was the
Clash
3D,
of the Titans,
but it was the 3D TVs that kind of killed 3D. I think.
Oh, look, I'm devastated. I had a 3D TV. It was a plasma.
Same.
And
I still got my glasses.
Yeah. Well, I bought a new TV, a bigger, 75-inch monstrosity, and I didn't have space for my plasma, so I gave it away. I gave it to my sister. Within 6 months, I just stopped working, which is code for
someone broke it.
Someone broke it. But that was and I've got all these, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, and stuff, all these 3D Blu-rays that now I've got nothing to watch.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them too. People like to shit on Avatar, but for its time, it was a big deal. It was a great experience. It was an event film, and we don't get many event films, so I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to go through some horror movies for 2009. We've got My Bloody Valentine 3D, Friday the 13th.
Full frontal nudity in 3D, which is fantastic.
Patrick Lussier directed that. I'd love to get him on the show. I believe he's not hard to reach, so let's try that.
I believe he's a bit of a slut.
The Boneheads had him on. It was a great conversation. So
well, if they can get him.
I'd love to do it. Friday the 13th reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it, slight sequel. Last House on the Left remake. Haunting in Connecticut, The Orphan, The Collector, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie film, Sorority Row, Jennifer's Body, Paranormal Activity, which was another game changer, really, that put Blumhouse on the map and brought back the Blair Witch style of independent cinema dominating.
Yeah, the super cheap.
Zombieland, Saw 4, House of the Devil, The Box, The Messenger, Trick or Treat. So many. Here's a run of them. Blood Creek, Birdemic, Book of Blood, Dread, Vacancy 2, and Wrong Turn 3.
And the Human Centipede.
Yeah, Human Centipede, Descent 2, Dead Snow, Dead Hooker in a Trunk, Carriers, Diagnosis, Death, Drag Me to Hell, Infestation, Laid to Rest, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, Splice, Sweatshop, Triangle, and the O Show. What do you make of that? Far out. What a run. Clive Barker had a resurgence because we had The Book of Blood and Dread, and there was another one at the time, and I felt Midnight Meat Train, and I thought Clive Barker's on the rebound, like he's coming back with a vengeance, and after that was it.
Yeah,
just 3 really good ones.
Then he just spent the next 10 years almost dying.
Well, I mean, he wasn't like he produced them based on his work, but he didn't direct them or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyhow, so it's a good year. I mean, on top of that, some big films of the year. You've got that's the year Bruno came out. Lovely Bones, a Peter Jackson movie.
Okay, these are ones that I had down for you that
are we
your favourites, and now I'm just going to remove them because you just brought them up casually.
No, I may double down on some.
Okay.
You never know. Battle for Terror, which I had the director of the show on last year. Adventureland, Knowing, the Alex Proyas film. I really like that one. That's one that I've mentioned with the Boneheads recently.
Yes.
Race to Witch Mountain, another remake.
Yes, and we were just talking about John Ho films a couple of weeks ago, and he did both the originals.
Damn. Ninja Assassin, the one the Wachowskis produced, that was a corker. Anyway, do you want to go through some? You have none there?
No, I don't have any there. I've only got my picks for you.
Yes.
It's been a big week. It's been a big week for me, Glenn.
I momentarily forgot that you had nothing in front of you.
I have not done my customary.
He's really letting me run through these. This is
fantastic. Minimal prep for the show.
I mean, and there are literally, I've got like hundreds of titles in front of me.
Yeah.
Boondock Saints 2, Cirque du Freak, Where the Wild Things Are, The Stepfather, Law Abiding Citizen, Black Dynamite, Couples Retreat, Whip It,
Gamer.
God, that was good. The Hurt Locker, that won the Oscar, I think.
Oh, there's that. You remember that down? Was it Deep in the Valley? Down in the Valley?
Yes.
With Chris Pratt, where they go through the booth and end up in porn land.
Taking Woodstock. That was a good one.
Is that the Stealing Harvard is the one I was thinking of. Is it with Tom Green?
Yeah, and Jason Lee.
And Banky, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Clouded with a Chance of Meatballs, blah, blah, blah. So many. Star Trek. Frequently asked questions about time travel.
Yeah.
I do like that one a lot. But some Aussie movies. That's the year of Ballabo, Beautiful Kate, Blessed, Bright Star, Broken Hill, Charlie and Boots. The Combination, that was a big one at the time.
Charlie and Boots.
Lucky Country, Mayor's Last Dancer, Mary and Max, Samson and Delilah, Van Diemen's Land, and The Loved Ones.
The Loved Ones.
Big Aussie horror film to
Sean
round it up
Byrne,
there.
Yeah.
But let's just do the fun stuff and try and guess each other's favourites from the year.
Yeah.
Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, so I've written down 6 here that I think are your favourites of the year. I'll be happy if I get one. So let's start with that one, The Blind Side.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
How can it not be?
I tell you, that movie, it gives me the horn like no other for some reason.
Let's go. And because of the black guy?
Yes.
Solely. Let's go 2 for 2 and say Gentlemen Broncos.
Yes, that's it too.
Now we're getting into dicey territory. I don't know. Jennifer's Body?
No, I do like that film.
My Bloody Valentine 3D?
No, although I do also like that film.
And my last one would be Men Who Stare at Goats.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. It's such a Ben film.
Yeah. I feel like I was just kind of burnt by Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Okay.
Which I really wanted to like and then didn't. And when this came out, I was like, this is just going to be another disappointment
but you know what? That was a disappointment because I didn't like that, but I loved the other things he's directed.
Yeah.
You know, particularly Good Night and Good Luck. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That was great. I even like Leatherheads. Like that was pretty good.
Yeah, which I think was it this year? Was it 2009?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
And what's the fucking Monuments Man? I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You know, so he's
No, he's done some good films. There's no reason why, and that it's totally.
But did he even direct Men Who Stare at Goats?
I think it's his. Is it Plan B? Is that his company? He produced it. Yeah.
All right. Anyhow, I got 1, so I'm happy. 2. I got 2. I'm happy.
So I also had in my list. I had House of the Devil. 2012.
Yeah,
because I'm a sucker for Roland Emmerich.
I'm glad about putting that one. I thought that might have been the end of the road for you with Roland Emmerich.
No, I think it was the one after this.
Okay.
Even though this is, funnily enough, 2012 is such a Armageddon / Deep Impact movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like if instead of it being on the from the astronauts' point of view, it's just on normal people who have nothing to do with it, who aren't in on anything.
Yep.
It's in the same universe at the same time.
It's such a dumb movie, but it's fun.
I also had The Road.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat, which I love.
Uh-huh.
And this one, which it came up in the list of French movies that came out in 2009.
Okay.
And I I don't understand it. It wasn't in the American one, but it's I Love You, Philip Morris.
Oh.
The movie with Jim Carrey and
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor, where he's the...
Must have been a co-production. Because, like, Mayo's Last Dance is in the Australian because it's Bruce Beresford and probably some Aussie financing. But for all intent and purpose, Mayo. For all Mao.
Because the Chinese, dictator.
Yeah, of course.
Chairman Mao.
Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, take that, Jonathan Shea.
Like I give a fuck. That's
yeah, true.
But that's not really an Aussie film.
No,
the story doesn't take place here.
No, it's fucking ballet. I feel like I'm the dad in Billy Elliot. Ballet. I've just. My list for you is like a crazy man's shit. I've just splattered stuff everywhere, hoping something's going to stick to the wall.
My list looks like a crazy man's shit.
So I had Outlander.
No.
The Great Buck Howard.
No.
That was the one I was telling you. I was really taking a punt with this one. Knowing, which you brought up.
No, it's not. But I do love Knowing, and it plays well in all these years later. Yeah.
Drag Me to Hell.
No. Once again, one of the better horror films from that year.
Up.
I hate Up.
Wow.
Hate Up.
The Land of the Lost.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a fucking banger.
Gee, I think I got it.
Now, this one I'm not sure about because I know that we talked. It came up in conversation recently.
Yeah. And
I think you like the film, the other film that was around the same time, Year One.
No, that's right. Because we're talking about the Adam Rifkin movie, Homo
erectus.
Homo erectus.
Yeah.
No, Year One bothered me so much. I preferred Rifkin's.
I tell you, like Year One, the reason I really liked Year One is because it's the perfect movie to play. And when I was working at the DVD collection, I would just have it on the TV, just on a loop all day, because it's the perfect one to completely ignore. And every now and then you look up and you just go, ah, that's pretty funny. And then you just
Harold Ramis directed it. It had its moments, and it did when it came out. It came with a stubby holder that said, "I've got a brain boner" on it. What? What?
Hurt Locker.
No.
Bruno.
No.
Funny People. No. Geez,
Way too long. Way too long, that movie.
District 9.
Nope.
With your old high school buddy. Inglourious Bastards. No. Whiteout. Really clutching at straws. Invention of Lying.
No.
Because you like Ghost Town.
Yeah. Invention of Lying's okay, but it's not in there.
Zombieland.
No.
Black Dynamite. Lovely Bones. Crazy Heart. Jesus. I got one out of that 20 films.
You got
that
Land of the Lost. All right, so I've got Fighting, which is the Channing Tatum movie.
Oh yeah, right.
Which is kind of like the Karate. It's a modern Karate Kid. It's fantastic. I have got Whip It, the Drew Barrymore roller derby
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got Law Abiding Citizen with the Gerard Butler.
A lot of people like that. I always like Gamer more.
Yeah,
But
I mean they're sticks and apples and oranges or whatever.
Yeah. They're totally. It's only the only thing they have in common is Gerard Butler. Yeah. But I can't remember the name of the supermodel that's in Gamer as well. She's in one of the Transporter movies.
And Gamer's essentially Running Man, isn't it?
Yeah, but a really shit.
But also, I've got Planet 51, the kids movie. Do you remember that? That was banging. That was a great film. Yeah, it's like it took place on a parallel planet where the humanoids were green, but they lived a life like us, drove cars. But it was just they're quirkier.
Yeah, right.
Great film, really good animation. Ninja Assassin.
The Wachowskis one.
2 more. I got The Loved Ones.
Okay.
Did you say Loved Ones?
I said Lovely Bones.
Yeah, no, Loved Ones. And then finally, I don't even know if you've heard of this one. There's an American production, but it's kind of a foreign film called The Stoning of Soraya M, which has Jim Caviezel's in it.
No, I've never heard of it.
Jim Caviezel's in it. The terrorist wife from the first season of 24 is the main chick in it. It all takes place in Iran, and it's about the stoning of a woman who committed adultery. It's a really ugly, like gut-wrenching film, but it's just fucking powerful.
And is Jim Caviezel the husband?
He's the American journalist that happens to be in town the day after it happens, and this woman wants to tell her daughter's story against, the possibility of being killed herself.
Did she realise that he was Jesus Christ?
I know. What are the odds?
What are the odds that Jesus, in typical Jesus fashion, he just stepped back and watched it?
He just sympathised.
He was just like, I feel bad for you.
I
But,
mean, this shit's happened to me.
I'm here to tell you got to help yourself. That's who I help. I
fuck,
help those that
you
help
fuck
themselves.
some guy's wife.
Yeah, it's one of my commandments.
So that's a great film.
My dad's against this. So
I don't know if the director of that's done anything else, but if that's their one film, it's a fucking doozy. So
yeah, all right. I couldn't have been so fucking off.
I did tell you, like, I've got red herrings because I like a lot of shit movies, but occasionally I throw some fucking doozies.
I don't even think the ones I mentioned were shit.
No, it's true, but
But yeah, they were just so off.
Welcome to Bonehead Weekly Fun Size, and we're doing 2009. As James said previously, that's the year between 2008 and 2010. Joke still doesn't work no matter which one of us does it. My movie is another one that wasn't made in the States. It is in English. It was shot in South Africa, and boy, does this movie just rock. It paved the way for its director, who I thought was going to give us so many new, wonderful, so many sights to show us, start doing Hellraiser lines. And there was a couple of little bit of, like, this is okay and this kind of works, but nothing ever was as good as District 9.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie just balls. You never seen kind of anything like it. It's wonderful filmmaking, it's wonderful storytelling, and I can't remember the lead actor's name.
Sharlto Copley. I'm butchering the hell out of it.
That's okay, but he got the A team from it, and he's a fantastic actor, and we got to see him in so many wonderful movies after that. So my pick is District 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with, again, this is another dark horse, but it was a character that I waited to have in a film for so long, and when I finally got it, I showed it to these two ingrates, and they may have been drinking and didn't enjoy it at the time. Solomon Cain. I
figured that was going to be your pick.
Pure Boy.
I need to go back and watch it because I have no recollection of it. I was so drunk.
It is based on a Robert Howard character who created Conan. Conan is probably his best known creation, but he created tons of characters. And Solomon Cain, I read the comic books that Marvel did in the early 80s, which were kind of dark sword and sorcery, but he's a Puritan who basically in his entire backstory, he's a Puritan that fights evil, and he fights swords and sorcery and all that stuff, all the dark arts and everything. The movie doesn't purely capture that, but it deals a lot more with, okay, yes, but if you're fighting that, aren't you also condemning your own soul, and plays around that concept. We were supposed to get a trilogy of these movies. The release, especially in the States, was really bungled and never really happened. It just eventually landed on DVD somewhere. But if you've never seen Solomon Cain, I can't say it's exactly what Robert Howard wrote, but it's still a lot of fun.
So for me, we had a couple of really great bangers in this year, 2009, but I got to go with a lesser known film because I genuinely, truly love this film. He's one of my favorite directors. I got to go with Jean-Pierre Jeannot's Micmacs. I truly love this film. If you've never seen Micmacs, it's about a man who gets injured from a bullet, and him and this group of oddballs scheme and plot to take down two big weapons manufacturers, one of them who is responsible for his injury. It is a great comedy. There's a lot of slapstick, but Jean-Pierre Jeannot, I know I'm butchering his French name, and I apologize, even though he's one of my favorite directors. I can never say it right. Micmacs. Best movie of 2009, in my opinion.
I got several honorable mentions. I'll go really quick. Knowing, really good movie that never gets enough credit. Really good Nicolas Cage performance. Really good job of Alec, who's been on the show. I'm so sorry, I just completely forgot his name. And Chad was reminding me, Sam Raimi had a little picture come out that year where he, at the end, did make that girl get dragged to hell.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give him credit. Not one of his best movies, but it is fun, and he does drag her ass to hell.
Honorable mentions: The Hangover, the first one. Holds
God,
up.
that was so much fun.
Zombieland.
Another movie that was absolutely so. Didn't I see that in the theater with you in Florida?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Inglourious Bastards, of course, and End Up.
Yeah.
Because I needed to cry in the first 10 minutes of a movie.
Really good year. This has been Bonehead Weekly Fun Size.
I mean, that was not much of an impact, really, was it?
It was a deep impact, Glenn.
That's what Patricia Arquette said. It's Armageddon time, bitch. All right, movie battle. So, Armageddon versus Deep Impact, both from 1998. Twin movies, if you will. Well, I mean, I've revisited recently.
I watched them both this week.
Because I had an opinion and I thought there's no way that Armageddon is going to beat Deep Impact on this. Deep Impact is the superior film in every way. And I have rewatched them, and my opinion afterwards is that Deep Impact is superior in every way.
Wow. See, now I was with you 100%. The whole, since this movie came out, I've seen Deep Impact maybe 15, 20 times.
Yep.
I have never rewatched Armageddon.
Yeah. This would be my third time overall watching Armageddon, and I tell you what, it annoyed the fuck out of me this time. I was so bothered by it.
But yeah, I mean, look, I just found, I mean, look, Michael Bay's a piece of shit, and you know, so Ben Affleck in this is outrageously annoying.
Very.
But
so is Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce and Liv Tyler's character makes absolutely no
So
sense.
there's an opening sequence, first act sequence, where he's trying to shoot Ben Affleck on an oil rig.
On an oil rig, yeah.
How much damage is he doing to his own oil rig by shooting a shotgun at tanks and fucking pipes?
Yeah. And come on, man. You're going to bring your daughter onto on an oil rig full of roughnecks and you're surprised they didn't pass her around like a biscuit? It's ridiculous.
Even right at the beginning when the asteroids start hitting Earth, you know, in the cityscape, like Eddie Griffin's in there with his fucking dog.
And the thing that's so weird, the Eddie Griffin cameo, but then it goes to 1920 Shanghai where it gets blown up. You're like,
but what I found outrageous, like these things just fell from the sky out of the blue. Not like you heard a sonic boom or anything give you a heads up.
Billy Bob Thornton explains that. We've only got $1 million budget. It's a big sky.
Billy Bob Thornton is the saving grace, I think, because he's so outrageous in this.
Yeah.
And he just don't give a fuck.
And then they just, out of nowhere...
Before
I feel
hairpiece,
like,
too. Before hairpiece.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, they just introduce his gamey leg during his... You're like, where was that during the whole... Like, you're just introducing this now? He's had, 3 walking sequences, and I didn't notice that he was walking with a brace.
And and you know, there's a sequence too where they finally agree to do the mission on the condition of, and he reads out the demands that each of these fucking guys have, you know, and it ends with we don't want to pay taxes. The shit he's reading out first is not even amusing. Like it's supposed to be a gag. Yeah. It's not. It's like just
there's the parking tickets and
no, but there was a worse one. Like they want to bring back 8-track.
Yeah. Like, how's he going to do that? Yeah, like of all the stupid things to ask for. And Will Patton. Look, you are correct in every way.
You still love the shit out of it.
No, well, look, like I said, I hated it when it came out.
Yeah.
And it is like, you know, if you're going to point to a movie that's full of toxic masculinity, like especially like the Steve Buscemi character in it and stuff, like talk about problematic.
I know, but of all the people to be toxic,
it's Steve. But it's, I love all of those guys. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and it did like that. The line, I hate it when people think that Jeff Rotel is just like a member of the band. Like that is the movie. That line stuck with me from that film.
Hang on, is that?
That's Owen Wilson. Yeah, before. I mean, he's annoying as fuck, but it was before he became big.
He's not as annoying as he is now. Like
no.
Mind you, how's the close-up shot of him on the back of a horse? Like, they couldn't, like, Michael Bay movie, and yet they had to shoot that real close tight up because, like...
And then they did the unthinkable. They really highlighted where his hairline's going by having his hair, like, upside down, and you're like, geez, that forehead is massive, buddy. And there's a Murray in it.
That's an impact zone right there.
But, yeah, and, you know, but Deep Impact, watching it again, its earnestness bothered me.
Well, I was going to say, it's a much more grounded movie. I feel like it's not realistic in the sense of being realistic, but compared to Armageddon, it's a realistic approach to the concept and the themes.
What's the name is so much... Morgan Freeman is much better president than the nobody they get.
But the problem with Deep Impact is Tia Leone. Is that who it is?
It is Tia Leone.
Yeah, I can't stand her.
I have a real thing for her.
No, she bothers the shit out of
Even though she poured Dave Duchovny out for liking porn. I mean, who doesn't like porn?
She's not as bad in this as she is in Jurassic Park 3. So, you know, there's that. But
she's great in Bad Boys.
I'm not a huge fan of Bad Boys. So. But yeah, Deep Impact, look, I'm more satisfied at the end of Deep Impact with the conclusion and all that kind of stuff.
It doesn't hurt that it's half an hour
shorter.
Like, Like, and it's still just over 2 hours.
It just doesn't
whereas
have the banger
Armageddon
soundtrack.
is
Just
2.5.
It doesn't have that Aerosmith soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of shit, and watching them now, I'm kind of like, I don't think I need to watch either of these films ever again.
No, we need to now
done.
go Volcano and Dante's Peak. And
Yeah, I just like
give that a
through the
shot.
whole thing, I was just going, geez, I really like 2012 so much better than both of these. And don't get me
And the
wrong,
core, and the core.
2012 has its problems. It's no the day after tomorrow.
Oh, there's a banger.
But Roland Emmerich is so much better at this type of movie than either Michael Bay or who's the Mimi Leader?
Yeah, who
with
did Deep Impact? Yeah. But Minnie Leader's not really. This isn't her wheelhouse either.
No.
It's a one-off for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, but it still wins Deep Impact for me by a golden mile.
Yeah, look,
Is it a tie for you?
Look, I watched them. I watched Armageddon last night and Deep Impact this morning.
I watched Armageddon last night.
And right after finishing Deep Impact, I would have said I just enjoyed Armageddon more.
Yeah.
As stupid as it is, I
Yeah.
still laughed a lot more. There's no real laughing in Deep Impact.
Mhm.
It's also serious. But yeah, look, I mean, there's just no reason for Liv Tyler to be in love with Ben Affleck. No reason at all.
No.
He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but any ship in a storm.
I guess, yeah, like, I mean, but Owen Wilson is there. Steve Buscemi's there, and he's a sleaze.
Yeah, it's true.
Michael Clark Duncan
Yeah.
is
God,
there.
Fuck, he's like
and
a fucking bag of walnuts. Like
He's fucking buff as shit in it.
when he's running from the cops in the bike, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Black guy running from the cops.
cops.
You can't get me. But I tell you what, once you've seen Deepwater Horizon, there's no oil rig movie that
It tops
works.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a winner?
I think it's Deep Impact is the winner.
All right, sweet. It doesn't
just not as clearly as I thought it was going to be going into it.
Yeah, whatever. All right. The joke's getting stale. The joke's getting stale. There's so many bullets like a day.
I just like that you whenever we do it, I've like forgotten the bit until you start it, and then I'm too late for it.
It's like I'm having a fucking epileptic fit or something. Anyway. All right, rapid fire time. This is the segment where we talk about recommendations, what we think you should watch, what you should watch, and come back and tell us you've watched. But we don't do it rapidly at all. In fact, we just prattle on as we do.
Yeah.
In fact, this is the segment that really drags the show down. And I know this because I edit it.
Lord knows I've never made it this far into the show.
I do every week. I have to. All right. Have you seen the Thursday Murder Club, Ben?
Boy, have I.
I thought you might have. I saw this pop up as a new release on Netflix, and I'm like, I have to watch this. Mel's like, why? I'm like, because Ben will have watched this. And I know he's going to want to talk about it. And there's never a reason I would want to watch this unless it was to have a conversation with Ben. So this is the new one directed by Chris Columbus, the director of Gremlins, the writer of Goonies, Home Alone. You know, this is a guy that's got
the Harry Potters,
a lot of great movies. He did a recent Hollywood Reporter go through the career type of thing, and I forgot how prolific this guy was.
Yeah.
And how young he looks. He's like
because he was a baby. He was
he looks
straight
our
out of
age.
college when he
Yeah.
sold Goonies.
Yeah. So yeah, his brand new one is the Thursday Murder Club. Tell us all about it, Ben.
Yeah, it's based on a series of books by Richard Osman,
Which I had no idea wrote books. He's just that guy on British television.
Yeah, this is his sideline, and it's blown up, and he's just started his second series. Like he's done, I think there's 4 or 5 Thursday Murder Club books.
Yep, and there's brand new.
Another.
Is it a spin-off or
It's no. I
just a new.
They may cross over, but in the first book there's no crossover. And it's basically this one. It's about a group of retirees who live in a
manor,
a manor, like a retirement home.
Yeah, a manor that's been converted, like Downton Abbey converted into a retirement village.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense when you consider.
But you look at their
what else
apartments,
do
you're
they
like,
do?
how does that? Like, I
Yeah.
want to see the blueprints.
Yeah, they're all like the wealthy people.
And the interior, that look from the inside, looking out that window, does not look the same as looking out, looking in. Like,
Yeah, let's not look too closely into the
that's what I was looking at.
the facts of the reality of the situation here. I mean,
according to that angle, your room would take up the whole floor.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking Helen Mirren's place is outrageous. It's like a palatial mansion, but then you kind of find out, like, was she once the head of MI5?
Very ambiguous. Ambiguous, and she cheekily brushes it off every time it's mentioned.
Yeah. I'm sure that's probably a gag that's in the books. If you probably by book 4, you know this.
It might pay off in the next movie.
Yeah. But so it's Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, and Ben Kingsley, and they are in the murder club, and they're like it's like a
they pick up cold cases.
Yeah, they pick up cold cases. One of the missing, the fourth person that was in the group who is now lapsed into a coma, and she was a pretty top-ranking policewoman who would sneak out these files, and then they would kind of work on them just as a hobby. Like they never, I don't think they ever really solved anything.
You could have a gardening club, or you could have a murder club,
a Thursday murder club. And Celia Imrie. This is the first time I think I've seen her in a film where she hasn't played like a horny older woman.
Yeah, that's right.
She's actually just just quite lovely.
Yeah, she's very lovely. She's eager, but she was also a nurse, so she can handle blood.
So, and they they invite her to join temporarily because they want some medical expertise.
How funny they are temporarily.
Yeah, and
mind your place.
Lucifer pops up, which is great.
Yeah, plays the son of Pierce Brosnan.
The son of Pierce Brosnan.
Yep. That's what had Mel glued to it.
Yeah. He doesn't take his shirt off, though. But so basically, look, it's them solving a cold case. At the same time, there's a developer played by David Tennant who wants to redevelop the estate and basically farm them all out, kick them off,
right.
which they are dead set against. It's just a lovely British.
But then but the real gist of the movie is that his business partner dies.
Yeah.
And then so there's a new murder on top of the cold case.
Yeah.
So they've got 2 to solve.
Yeah, they got 2.
Yeah. It's fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
But it's also very bad. Like it's very campy. It's weird. Like I found I was reading reactions and I'm like, RogerEbert.com, all these saying how fantastic the cast is. Helen Mirren has never been better. Like, were you watching the same movie I was?
I thought she was fantastic. But what I loved about it is because both her and Pierce Brosnan were also just in Mobland together. Mm-hmm. And in Mobland, she looks horrendous.
Yeah.
Like so much Botox and plastic surgery and everything. And in this, she's gone back to just looking like herself.
Oh, and Jonathan Pryce is in it, plays her husband, right?
Yeah.
And there's a scene where she puts a scarf on and goes, "You look just like the Queen," and like she looked identical to her role from the Queen, which was obviously a very cheeky nod.
Yeah, and it was 20 years ago too.
Yeah, but looked identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's a fun movie. It was a bit overlong for me. I think it really lags in the middle, but then sort of comes good in the end. But what bothered me a little bit, it's the same thing that bothered me about that for Death at a Funeral back in the day. Frank Oz was an American director that went to England and made a British film, and this is Christopher Columbus, an American making a British film, and there's something quite off about the Britishness, I think, when the Americans are directing it. They ham it up.
Because it's another Spielberg produced thing.
Yeah, he produced this one too.
He bought the rights. And
photos of him on the red carpet, and that was odd to me.
Yeah.
Mel goes, "Oh, no wonder you want to watch it." It's Spielberg. Like, that's not at all why I want to watch it. I know this is not going to have his stamp on it.
It's funny because I knew that it was coming out, but I didn't know that it was a Netflix film. I thought it was going to be a theatrical thing, and I was waiting for you to send me the invite to the preview screening, and then Matt O'Neill called me up, and was like, "Yeah, I just watched the Thursday Movie Club. It's pretty good." Like, he goes, "I didn't really." I didn't like it that much, but it was all right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't get off the phone fast enough.
Can't talk. But you know what? Like, it's funny because it has all the hallmarks of a Hallmark murder show. It's teacup murders, whatever they call them.
If the couple from what was it? It's not for. Is it For Better or For Worse, or Richer or For Poorer? Which is the one where it's Felicity Kendall and they turn their thing into a farm?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Whatever
that. Poorer,
whatever that. What Penelope Keith
the
TV
Good Life,
series?
Whatever.
Yeah, The Good Life. The Good Life, or To the Manor Born.
Yeah.
Any of that sort of stuff. If To the Manor Born, instead of being a fish out of water type
Yeah.
comedy was a detective series, it would be something like Thursday Murder Club. What I do wish was that Penelope Keith had been in it.
Yeah.
That would have been
I
great.
think she's dead.
I don't know. She still was doing like a couple, some of those travel series and stuff along with Joanna Lumley for a while. But look, it's quite possible.
Let's have a quick squeeze here. No, she's 85.
Still kicking.
Anyway, but Ben Kingsley doesn't age.
No, not at all.
He looks the same as he did in fucking Gandhi.
Whatever it is, he is. Doesn't crack.
He's been everything.
He's
a Lou Diamond Phillips. Like he's a Jason Scott.
Funnily enough, the thing that I found him most unbelievable as was Cosmo in Sneakers, because I'm like, I don't know, I just don't believe that you're in college in the 60s in America. Like I don't know what you are. I don't know what ethnicity you are. I just don't buy it.
And they show a photo of this when he was young too, with hair.
Like, I would have believed it more if you were the Prime Minister of Pankot Palace. In Temple of Doom.
I almost don't want to go into my recommendation because I just enjoyed that conversation thoroughly, but I'll skim through this one. I went for 2008 because I couldn't think of anything. I hadn't watched many because of work, and I went for a horror comedy called Doghouse that was made that year.
I do remember this.
And it's fantastic. It has Stephen Graham, who I now am in love with officially. Danny Dyer, he was the lead in it. Love some Danny Dyer.
Love Danny Dyer.
This movie was directed by Jake West. He had done Razorblade Smile back in the 90s, which was a big cult kind of VHS release.
Eileen Brennan. Not Eileen. Eileen. Oh, I can't remember.
And
her name.
just before he made this one, he did Pumpkinhead 3.
Right.
Which was a don't bother movie.
That's going to bother me for the rest of the night now.
Keep thinking about
but
that.
I think the same year Danny Dyer did Severance.
Yes, right. So he was kind of on a roll.
He
did that Straight Heads as well with Gillian Anderson around that time.
Green Fingers with Helen Mirren.
Oh, I love Green Fingers.
Green Fingers, such a banger of a film.
That's right. Shrek has green fingers. Even if he was white, he'd have green fingers anyway. It's a joke I didn't think through. Okay, so this one is it's in the wake of Shaun of the Dead. It's a horror zombie movie about a lads' weekend in a remote village. They take their recently divorced mate to cheer him up to an all lads village weekend village trip. And when they get there, though, they realize there's something not quite right about the town, and all of the women have been turned into absolute extreme feminist zombies. Right, so they're just man eaters.
Because you know what else came out? I don't know if it was 2008 or 2009, but that the lesbian vampire killers, which is similar, but the vampire version.
And it was compared to that. And I believe if these weren't original titles, they're referenced, I think, in the movie Zombie Sluts from Hell, I think was originally the title.
Right.
And then Pissed Off Feminist Man-Hating Cannibals was a working title.
So you can see where lesbian vampire.
Yeah.
But how much better would lesbian vampire killers have been instead of that cunt James Corden? It'd be Danny Dyer.
Yeah. Because that movie has a lot going for it. If it weren't for James Corden.
Yeah.
And he wrote it too. So there's that. And that was like piggybacking off the Polanski Fearless Vampire Killers.
Yeah.
Which is one of them.
And
if you want a good comedy horror, that's the one.
What was their TV series? James Corden and the other guy from Fearless Vampire Killers.
Yeah. Ned and Stacey or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, but it's not Ned and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey. Yeah, that's it. Because Ned and Stacey is Thomas.
Yeah. It's the first thing that came to my mind.
Not Thomas Hayden Church. What's his name? Thomas?
Yeah, I think it was.
Is it Thomas Hayden Church?
I think so, yeah.
And Deborah Messing.
Yeah.
When Deborah Messing was fine. I didn't care for her in the other one. Which
have you seen her dressed up as Lucille Ball?
No.
Googled the shit out of that. You won't be able to separate them. Anyhow, so Doghouse, I highly recommend it. Haven't thought of it for a long time. Came up on this list, so I thought, fuck it, let's talk about that. It's a really good movie. I would pair it with Shaun of the Dead as a double feature, and it would work really well.
Yeah, right. Because there was a big period of British horror, like that kind of almost parody. There was that Zombie Women on the Moon or whatever it was that came out around the same time.
Maybe I don't know that one.
And Cockneys vs Zombies.
Yes, you're definitely right. Like it
all
definitely
that
was
stuff.
And Shaun of the Dead just kickstarted a whole wave of these wannabe movies. But this one I think was a cut above most of those.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I've never seen it, so
yeah. Dude, I think you'd love it. I didn't know that.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah. All right, it's the end of the show, Ben. We have run the course.
We've rambled till we can't ramble no more.
If you got this far, thank you. It's a lot of stamina on your part to get this far into the show. Hope you enjoyed
We're
it.
exhausted, and we're taking breaks in between.
Thanks to Racheal Cain too. Like, it was great for her to
I really enjoyed our chat with her.
take time to chat. I'd chat with her again. Like, yeah, I don't know if she's got anything else on the back burner. I think she said she was working on something.
Working on something.
Yeah, so yeah, love to have her back. If you're watching this, Racheal, you are welcome back. I think she enjoyed chatting with us.
I hope so.
That helps too.
I think
that always helps.
I think we give good chat.
We do give
I
good
like
chat.
to,
We give fun chat. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way. All right, Ben. I'll see you next week. I'm spent.
I think we got Steve Costanzi on again next week, which would be fun.
Yes, he's got a new film at Monster Fest. Deathstalker.
Deathstalker.
Yeah, we'll talk all about that.
See you then.
Bye.